Louie, also known as Senklip, which means coyote in his traditional language, is the caretaker of this traditional healing lake. The Spotted Lake is west of Osoyoos, British Columbia, Canada. Alex sat down with us to talk about not only his cultural way of life, but the lake and the gatherings that his community holds every spring and fall.
In Chakan Shkelk is Senklip, I took them hula sihoch, waishnak shioch. In terms of how I address myself, I like to say who I am first is I am Shkelch. In my language, the best translation for Shkelch is people. So I am of the people. So and then Kushkelch is all the people. So sometimes I say Kushkelch or I say Shkelch, but I've been told that it's best that I just say Shkelch because that's who I am. I am Shkelch, right? So as Kushkelch, we are the people, and it has no bearing on color, ethnic background, has no bearing on where somebody's from or what language or culture that they believe in. It's people, and so. In the most part, that's what a lot of, not only in our language, but a lot of other languages, that's what they say when they say they are people of the rock, or people of the land, or people of the water. We are all people, and especially in North America, a lot of the place names and in the language, when they identify with themselves, they are people. So that's who we are. We are people. We are people from this area. And going on 9 years, I was designated by my elders to host our traditional gatherings at Spotted Lake. And in terms of being appointed to take care of the gatherings, this is what I believe in. And it took me a long time to believe in my roots and to actually stand up to move forward, to say, yes, this is me and this is the direction I will take. And in the traditional way of our people and in who we are, when people are appointed to positions, in the most part, it's for life. It's not like the difference between the commercial world and the traditional way of life. In the commercial world, you can be appointed, you can be elected, you can be placed into a position, but if they don't like what you do, you can be pulled. In the traditional, it's for life, and the people have to work with that, and they accept it. And in terms of working together, we as the people, if we come together to work together, that's what when we have our gatherings, they've been given different names, like potlatches, naming ceremonies, or powwows. Is one of the later ones. But in terms of gatherings, this is one of the traditional things that our people have done for time immemorial. And I host the gatherings twice a year. Once in the spring, the second weekend of May, is for all of the new life, in terms of it's the time that flowers bud, it's time that the new grass grows, it's the time that the spring salmon come up the river, and because of these things, the berries begin to come out, and we have ceremonies for these things, and we need to acknowledge them in the traditional way that our people have done for time immemorial. Because everything is living, everything has spirit, and everything has a song, everything has a prayer, and that's what this gathering site is about. It's about healing. And in terms of Spotted Lake and what it has, well, actually Spotted Lake is Kiluch. Kiluch is the name in which Spotted Lake just came because of the spots that come in the lake, and came at a later time, but the actual name for the lake is Kiluch. So So in terms of the energy of the lake itself has healing properties. And scientists before have been down there. They have studied, they have taken samples, and they have looked into the lake and to see what it is made out of. It's made out of Epsom salts, magnesium sulfates. It has colloidal silver. And in terms of healing powers, the lake itself has its own spirit. So in our culture, when our people would go to the lake, they would go at the time of, let's say for example in the spring when it's the rainy season, and they would go and they would pray to the lake, and it would rain, and they would sit there and they would pray and they would watch the lake. And as the rain would succeed or go into the ground, the circles would pop up. And the first circle that would pop up would be the circle that the individual would go and submerge themselves into, because that would be the first circle to show themselves. So these are some of the things in terms of the traditions that happen at Spotted Lake is for those who maintain the culture and the way of life. And I don't know 100% of my culture, but I do know that if our people have been gathering for time immemorial, and I was appointed to gather, that's one of the things in our culture, is that when we are appointed, it's for life. And I can always cancel, I can always make excuses, you know, I have no money, I have no time, I have a job, you know, in the commercial world. But life will continue, and if we forget our ways, then we have to remember that it's for those that come after. What about the children, right? And since I've been having the gatherings, there's been some of the children that know that the gatherings take place. When they first came there, they were in diapers. They couldn't speak. So now that they can speak, they don't know anything else. So how can you take that from them, right? So that's in terms of why I do it. Never have an agenda, and it's up to the people. They want to do a naming ceremony, they want to be a part of, let's say, sweat lodge ceremony, or they want to, you know, just enjoy the lake, or just go submerge themselves, heal their bodies, or, you know, whatever they want, or they just want to come and listen to the oral histories, the songs, the prayers, you know, or just be a part, you know. I mean, everybody's welcome, anybody's welcome. Race, religion, you know, ethnic origin or belief, it doesn't matter. We've had people from around the world stop there, you know, from Europe, from Germany, from Japan, from China, you know, from South America. We've had a monk came from Tibet, and he sat and talked with my auntie. So, you know, we've had different people come there, and it's just, you know, I don't know what's going to happen every gathering, and I don't set up for any agenda. All I do is I make sure that the food's there, you know, all of the amenities are there, and make sure that we're there, and whoever shows up, you know, that's for the people.
So if you're going to head down to the lake this weekend for the Mother's Day gathering, gates will be open on Thursday night, and there'll be a Mother's Day dinner at 3 p.m. on Sunday, which will wrap up and complete the weekend, though the gates will be left open until Monday morning. So feel free to come on down. You can camp. There'll be porta potties available for everybody, and you can take your own walk around this healing lake. And Alex shares with us that sacred locations like this to always keep others in mind. Keep it clean, don't leave anything behind. In essence, leave the place as you found it. And in the case of Spotted Lake, while you're here, feel free, Alex says, to share the mud and the waters for healing yourself and others. And next time on Resurrecting the Goddess, come on back. We're going to do an interview with Kathy Breeshears on process coaching. We're also going to share just a little bit about a water ceremony that a few of us gathered together to do on short notice. So, see you next time.